Hey, I'm Lex.
And I'm Serena,
host of the Dream Body Playbook
a
podcast.
show all about transforming your life
And your body to what you've always dreamed of.
On our show, you're going to find hella inspiring guests.
And you'll get weight loss tips galore from top pros in the industry.
And you're going to hear fitness secrets from the CCP team.
Plus, you'll get nutrition and training help with our Is It Worth It episodes, where we'll review the latest trends hitting the internet to let you know if it's actually worth your time.
Listen every Wednesday to the Dream Body Playbook. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Dream Body Playbook podcast. It is a beautiful Wednesday here in Charlotte.
I feel like it's been a minute.
I know. It's been a while.
Even though you guys don't think it's been a while. It's been a while for us.
It's been a month.
A month until in our break of recording. So
Yeah.
we batch record things. If you couldn't tell, we're wearing the same things.
Literally the same outfits.
We batch record some stuff. So it has been a while since we've been in the studio.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Feels so good.
And it's beautiful out. You're right. The weather lately,
Spot on.
seriously, I've been in a funk the
Yeah.
past 2 weeks. I don't know what has happened, but the rain and everything like that, I've been in such a funk. And then the past 2 days with the sun and the 60 degrees,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, life is good. Everything feels fabulous.
Right. I'm like, I'm not out going outside freezing anymore. I'm
No.
just cool.
It feels great. And I just can't wait for summer.
Yeah, same.
I don't even remember. Did the groundhog see his shadow? This is way late for you
I
guys
didn't
listening.
pay
But
attention.
I can never remember. I feel like he always sees his shadow or he never does. 'Cause I don't know.
I don't care because I live
Anywho,
in North Carolina, so
getting
that
warm.
doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
In New York, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Down here, it's not.
Anywho,
Today, we have a good one.
we do have a good one.
It's going to be how to create workout splits, and then we're going to throw in some rest day talk and consistency talk as well. So I'm really, really excited to go over it.
Yeah, I feel like this is something that we get a lot of questions about,
Oh, yeah.
especially even
1,000%.
from our one-on-one clients.
I literally just had a question last week.
There you go. Specifically with inside of our one-on-one coaching program, the metabolism optimization method, we like to make sure that our girls know how to do this on their own eventually one day.
Mm-hmm.
And so teaching them and helping them understand how do these splits work? What's the purpose of them? And so yeah, that's why we want to cover it for you guys, because if our one-on-one clients have questions about it, you guys most likely do too.
Absolutely.
Cool, let's dive right in.
Yeah. How do you want to?
Let's just start with the workout splits.
Okay.
And we're going to go over 3 main workout splits that we see. We're going to do a 3-day, 4-day, and 5-day. Just to give you guys an example, we aren't going any more than that because honestly, we don't believe you need to be doing 6 or 7 days of training. If you guys want to do some active recovery, some outdoor walks and stuff, that's fine. But I don't think you need to be pump and iron 7 days a week.
Yeah. And these are all, remember, just examples. You could switch up the split, quote unquote, as needed or as you see or whatever works better for your schedule. But these are some really common examples that we see.
Yeah. And I wrote these out probably 30 minutes ago, but I started them all with a push or an up or something. That's the way I do it. If you want to get leg day over on Monday and stuff, flip it around. Yeah. I know people like to get it over with. Monday's already hard for me anyways, and I don't want to throw that in there. But flip things around. This is just an example. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start with a 3-day.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? So we don't run ads on this podcast, and we probably won't ever. Our goal here is to share as much information and value with you as possible, with a little entertainment, of course. But with that, we need your help in getting the word out about the Dream Body Playbook. So all we're asking for you to do is send this episode to a friend that you think would really benefit from it, or share it on your social media stories and tag us. Also, one other thing we're going to be doing is giving away a $100 Amazon gift card to someone who rates and reviews this podcast every single month. So thank you in advance, and we're looking forward to reading your reviews, but we'll get back to the episode. So 3-day, you can keep it so simple and just do
So simple.
an upper body, a lower body, and a full body.
Easy.
Bada bing, bada boom. Done.
I like that.
You can incorporate cardio on your off days. So for me, whenever I say upper body, lower body, full body, I don't know if you picture it in your head, I'm thinking Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's where my brain
That's easy
places
enough.
them. Yeah, that's where my brain places them. You don't have to do it that way. You can do it really any day that you want. But I would recommend putting a rest day between that upper and lower, and then putting a rest day between that lower and full.
Yeah, spacing it out a little bit.
Right, exactly. And so on those rest days, I would say you can incorporate your cardio on these days. If you don't want to do your cardio on your weight training days, you can keep them completely separate. Or you can treat them as a full rest day and have math, Alexis. 4. I'm like, how many 7 minus 3, 4 complete rest days, or at least like 2 active recovery and 2 complete rest days.
Yeah.
You could do that too and incorporate your cardio in on your actual training days. Like we said, there's numerous options. Do what feels good to you.
So this is not an original thought. This comes from some girl on TikTok, but it's kind of covers the basis of all of this. But it's in terms of like working out, like, you know, when you have your split and let's just say something comes up, so you're not able to do like legs on Monday like you normally do or whatever. And then maybe you feel like you're missing it and things along those lines. She worded it in a way so it's like standard over schedule. So if your standard is working out 4 days a week, that's like your bare minimum of what you need to do for training. Let's just say you normally go Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And let's just say you can't go on Wednesday or Thursday. Then you're just pushing it back to like Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. So you have that standard of 4 days that you're always meeting no matter what your schedule is.
Yeah. I would completely agree with that because I vividly remember having these conversations with some of our clients, thinking, stop being so hard on yourself. Like, we come up with these schedules and these morning routines and these workout splits, and we think, we have to do this.
Right.
Guys, remember, you're in control of your whole life. Like, you created that schedule, which means you can change that schedule too. If something's not working for you, pivot. I know I probably said that before. I say it a lot, but seriously, pivot and do what works for you. And I like the approach that you just said, how it's more of a standard and like, hey, I at least need to get this many training days in. I need to get my upper body in. I need to get my lower body in. I need to get my full body in. But dictating which days you do it on, you're a little loose with, because at least you're getting them in. You're getting some rest in between. That's all that really matters.
Exactly.
I know a lot of times like never miss a Monday, but for me personally, I like having Monday as a rest day sometimes because I have more time in my day on a Sunday afternoon to actually go get my training in, while Mondays, as you know, is our busy meeting days.
Yeah.
And I have meetings all day long. And so it's a little bit more difficult to squeeze that in. And so it's up to you. And I used to like, if I would have told Alexis that like 2 years ago, I'd be like, she's crazy. Like she doesn't know what she's talking about. But Mondays typically do sit to be a better rest day for me. And so just like you said, I still move things around, and I've just learned to be okay with the fact that like your schedule can be flexible. Yeah. It does not have to be the same week after week after week after week. As long as you're keeping that promise to yourself and getting in the amount of workouts that you want to get in, golden.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like that little tidbit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Shout out to the girl who came up with it on TikTok. Okay, so next one we've picked out or kind of put together was the 4 day a week. 4 day a week. So example would be like push day, lower body day, pull day, another lower body day.
Yep.
And you can obviously like switch that up if you need to, like push, lower, full.
Yeah.
Like 2 fulls maybe, like space them out, things along those lines. But again, these are all just examples of how to kind of like structure it.
Yeah. No, I personally love this one.
Yeah.
This is like one of my favorites.
This is technically what I do pretty much.
Yeah. So the only thing about what I would do is, like I told you before, I love training shoulders. And so I would replace one of those second lower days with like just a shoulders day. And maybe that's a day that like I do cardio on too.
Have you ever done shoulders and legs at the same time? Because if you haven't, it's so fun.
No.
It's so fun. That used to be one of my splits like back in New
York.
York.
Like really keep your brain moving.
I would do shoulders and quads at the same time.
Huh.
It was so fun.
Fun. I feel like whenever I go in for like legs, I'm like, okay, legs. We've got to get this done, you know? But no, I love working. So honestly, it may make it a little bit more enjoyable because I love shoulders. I just love the pump you get from shoulders.
Oh my God, I know. Like, I can't wait to start doing shoulders again.
It's fun. Yeah, like your shoulder and stuff. So yeah, like she said, this could be switch it up, do whatever you want. I would say incorporate a rest day in after that second day of training just to give your body a full rest day there. For me, picturing in a calendar, for anyone else that's very visual learners, I would do like Monday, Tuesday, rest Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
That's what I do.
Yeah, that's what I like to do too if I don't push the Monday one. So I would do a complete rest on Wednesday. This would be my recommendation. It'd be different for everyone. I would do a complete rest since you did just do like 2 back-to-back pretty intense workouts and you have 2 more coming up. Yep. And then on Saturday, I would maybe do a complete rest. And then on Sunday, I would maybe do like a yoga flow or like an active walk, like an active recovery type day. And then you're like ready to dive back into it.
Yeah, I love that.
Love it.
Love the complete rest in the middle too.
Yeah. And don't beat yourself up about taking a complete rest day on a weekday.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people sometimes think during the weekday, that's like your go, go, go. And then like your Saturday and Sunday is your complete rest. And that's just nonsense. You can do a complete rest whenever your little heart desires.
Exactly. And I think we've talked about this on a previous episode, but literally I just treat every day of the week the same.
Yeah, we have talked about that. And I love that mindset around it. Yeah. Because it is.
Well, it's just a Saturday. Like, it's no different than a Monday.
Right.
I just don't have work to do. I mean, well, I have work to do, but not like
yeah, you're not
work.
Yeah.
You know?
We're getting things checked off the list.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was something I was going to say.
Uh-oh. Serena moment.
It'll come back.
It will. They always do. They always do.
It was something along the lines of workout splits and rest days, the stuff that we're talking about.
It'll pop in.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go over our third and final one that we're going to go over today, which is 5 days a week.
Yes.
So this one gets a little bit more specific into like certain muscle groups and stuff.
I remember.
You thought of it.
I'm so sorry.
Go ahead. Get it out before you forget again.
Lose it again. This is so embarrassing.
Stop.
Oh, okay. So you want to make sure that you're hitting the muscle groups that you're trying to target. I would say at least once a week, if not twice, depending on how much you go to the gym. I just personally like doing lower body twice a week. Yeah. I think everybody should, but whatever. If you don't,
if you're trying to grow a dumpy, two days.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, at least once a week.
Yeah.
That's what I had to say.
There you go.
I remember.
Hit every muscle group at least once a week. Yeah. For sure. You don't want to like go bi-weekly with a muscle group. It's not going to be as...
I used to literally do that when I was like first like in the gym and I had no idea what I was doing.
It's okay.
It's fine.
You live and you learn. And we're going to talk about consistency here too towards the end of this episode. So that plays into it as well. Okay. 5 days a week.
Yes.
5 days a week. So like I was saying, getting more specific with which muscle groups you're really targeting. This is, I want to say more advanced, but like anyone can do it. It's just a matter of knowing what to do, like what movements to do, and having that knowledge there. So if you need help with that, reach out to us. We're happy to help.
I feel like if you're a beginner, you should really just keep it at 3 to 4.
Yeah, agree.
And to be honest, you could probably agree with this, but like I was training 5 days a week for a while, but once I backed it down to 4, like I saw so much more progress.
Yep. And we'll talk about that kind of with like the rest days and stuff. And like,
if you guys are really loving and relating to this conversation and want to continue to learn more about this topic and countless others, listen up. This is for you. We want to give you access to our free community of women on similar paths to you. Shoot us a DM on Insta with the word Facebook and we will get you in there ASAP.
Your cortisol levels and your adrenals and things like that, they can get a little overstimulated to where that will hold you back from seeing progress. Depends on where you're at in your journey.
Yep.
If you've done the work on like your gut health, your hormones and things like that, everyone's different, which we know. When it comes to, there's not one size fits all when it comes to health and fitness and stuff. But yeah, I would definitely recommend if you're a beginner listening to this and you're like, where should I start? Start with the first 2 we talked about.
Yep.
Honestly, start with the first one and then progress to the second one.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're very new to the gym, like get comfortable. Like, even if you don't want to go 3 days a week, just go in and I know like some people talk about all the time, like the people that just go in and walk on the treadmill the whole time. But like, if you're not comfortable being in the environment, do that. Just go in, get on one treadmill, walk, just get comfortable and confident walking into the gym. Cause that's a step in its own. And then baby steps. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to go use the machines because the machines tell me what to do and they have directions and stuff. Cool. Once you get comfortable in that area, maybe then for like your upper body day, let's go to the dumbbells and use some free weights a little bit. You don't have to just dive head first and overwhelm yourself because it can be very intimidating. Trust me. I know I've been there. So
yeah. And it's just honestly at that point about building a habit of actually going there. So
yeah. Building the habit, building the like mindset around it too, that like you belong there. Cause a lot of people sometimes, well, we're really going into mindset here, but you know, but a lot of times like you feel like, oh, I'm not in shape. I don't look like the other people here. I don't look like I know what I'm doing. People are going to judge me. I don't belong here. That's not true. Like
not true at all.
I learned a lot about limiting beliefs and stuff this past week when I was in Austin. And most of the times when you tell yourself those things, like they're legit, like not true at all. Like, ask yourself, is that true? And you're most likely going to go, well, no. Well, no. And then that way it's like, oh, well, then what's holding me back? Like
yourself.
Yeah, let's just do it. Like just go into it. Anyways, side tangent there.
Yeah.
You guys are used to it at this point, honestly.
But I feel like some of our best stuff comes from our side tangents.
It does. Yep. Okay, 5 days a week.
5 days a week.
We're going into it now. Day one, push. You could remember you guys switch this up as much as you would want, but day one push, which is chest and triceps.
Yep.
If you want like exact muscle groups. Day two, I would do glutes and I would focus like solely on glutes there. Like I said, love shoulders. So let's throw in a day of shoulders. Pull, which is back and biceps.
Yep.
And then I would do like quads and hammies together.
So that's interesting because I usually do glutes and hams together.
Okay. You could do either one.
You could
you can do any of it.
Switch it up.
Yeah, you can do either one. For me, for some reason, whenever I do glutes, I'm like, okay, this is the only thing we have to focus on today. The only thing. And then since quads and hammies, like extensions and curls and stuff like that, like to me, they're next to each other anyways in the gym, and I just go for it together.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah. You could do it anyway though.
Sweet.
So that's 5 days. And rest. Let's talk about rest days within the 5 days and stuff. Okay.
Yep.
So I would highly recommend throwing in at least one rest day in between somewhere.
In the middle.
Yeah. So whether that be like push, glutes, shoulders, rest, pull, quads, hams, whatever you want to do, or push glutes, rest. Yeah.
Shoulders,
Shoulder, everything else. And so that would typically be like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday rest, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday rest, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever works for you. Or if you wanted to push it to Sunday, do like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, rest Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
That's
and then
what
Saturdays
I used
rest.
to do.
Yeah.
Back when
there
I
you
did
go.
5 days a week.
Play around with it. It is your calendar. It is your life. Do what you want.
Figure out what works best for you.
Exactly. So you could literally, there's so many different combinations that you could put together, but those are like 3 basic ones.
Very basic.
If you're listening to this, like jot them down and then like mix and match, like change things around that you think would work for your schedule and things that you think you would enjoy. Because that's a big thing too. Like for me, like you like doing legs on Mondays. Mm-hmm. For me, if I had legs on Mondays, I know I would most likely not keep that promise to myself and go to the gym. I would not want to do it. So figure out what works for you and do it.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Simple.
Cool.
Rest days.
Rest days. Why are we doing rest days? Why do we need them?
We don't. No, I'm just kidding.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. Do not listen to that.
It's like, we don't need them. Screw it. No. Okay. Do you want to dive into it or do you want me to dive into it?
Yes. So,
Go for
okay.
it.
In terms of why we need rest days, in general, obviously we need to give our muscles a break. Mm-hmm. Being able to push them to their fullest 4 days a week, 5 days a week is great. But if we're not replenishing them, one with food, but 2 also with sleep, right? Like rest and sleep is where your muscles actually recover and like build back stronger.
Yep.
And so that's why, in my opinion, and I know it's kind of a fact too, but
it's kind of factual. I know what I'm talking about.
Why I think they're so important. And then not only that, but like your cortisol and adrenal levels need a break too.
Yeah. There's this thing called adrenal fatigue. And when these hormones are stimulated to an extreme amount for a long period of time, that's when you get it's burnout, overwhelm, complete like exhaustion, fatigue. Like that's an easy way of putting it into like day-to-day terms. Like if you're constantly like, I'm exhausted, I feel like I can't get anything done, but you're also not sleeping well and you're overstimulated, which is kind of a oxymoron there sort of, but like you're most likely in an adrenal fatigue.
My boyfriend.
Calling you out.
Babe.
Honestly, I feel like I go through adrenal fatigue at least once a year.
Yeah.
I hit like a spot where I'm like, oh, okay, something's going on. I'm not sleeping good. I'm overstimulated. I'm overstimulated, but I'm exhausted at the same time.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. But if you've been through it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So sorry, I'm kicking Serena. Like, ow, abuse. Help.
God.
Okay. But if you're feeling this way, the biggest things that I would say is rest. 2, cut the caffeine.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Cut the caffeine.
You don't need it. It's literally the worst drug ever.
Yep. Whether it be coffee or pre-workout, cut it.
Yep. I learned that lesson the hard way.
Yep. All you're doing is, even if you're trying to rest and you're still having caffeine, you're kind of just like counteracting it all.
Yeah.
And so in order to completely bring your adrenals back down to normal and get out of this adrenal fatigue that you're in, or bring those cortisol levels back down to normal and stuff, you've got to work together with it. You can't work against it. So that's one big reason, because if you're not feeling well rested and your cortisol levels aren't spiked and you're not crazy stressed out, cortisol being the stress hormone, you guys, and you're having all of these things come back to normal, then you're going to feel more willing to get your workout done, eat healthy. Your body's going to be like, heck yeah, she's actually working with me now and it's going to do what it wants you to do. Because I say this all the time to our clients, but like what you're doing when your body is in fight or flight mode, you're just fighting against it. And no wonder you're not seeing results is because it's literally like SOS, what's happening? I don't like this at all. I don't feel safe. And so once we get our body to feel safe, you're taking care of it and you're fueling it properly, then it's like, I like this. And then it starts losing weight and it starts feeling like it has more energy and it starts doing all the things that you want it to do. And you're like, wow, okay, it's clicked. It works. So that's like kind of a tangent on those two things.
I'm going to say the most important thing that you need to take away from this podcast. It is okay to rest.
Yeah.
Like, mic drop. Doesn't really need an explanation, but if you need an explanation, rewind it 30 seconds.
And rewind, and there we go. But I do think that rest has been portrayed as a weakness in our society for a long time. Like, okay, you see those videos on TikTok.
Grind, hustle.
The grind mentality, hustle mentality and stuff, which like all for it to a certain extent.
To a certain extent.
Like to a point where we're not like hurting ourselves.
Exactly.
And I also think like TikTok has had a lot to do with this because people post like their 5 to 9 before their 9 to 5s and how to be that girl and all of these things when you guys know damn well that these people are not doing that full thing that they filmed every single day.
Let me tell you something as a content creator.
I was supposed to say, you know why I know that? It's because I've done it.
Exactly.
Right?
Literally yesterday, Lex, I tell you not, I'm making a video right now for this brand for like these gummies and I need to get the video done by Friday. So yesterday after I finished everything, I'm like, all right, I'm going to make this video real quick. I went through my footage that I already had. I said, okay, I'm going to use this footage. I just need to film me rolling out of bed and film me rolling, like taking these gummies. That's it.
Yeah.
And my literally whole post, good thing this is coming out way after I post this, but my whole post is going to be, this is my 3 things I do every single morning, which granted, I do most of the things, obviously wake up, gratitude journal and stuff. But I was like, these are my 3 things that I do like every single morning. One in being the gummies.
Yep. And you're like,
I don't take those gummies every morning before, but like now I started to take them. So I'm just like dragging it.
And that's the thing that like, I saw a TikTok about this actually yesterday. So it's actually very relevant to things that are trending right now. But like influencers lie. Like they just do. And even if it might be something like with really good intention, like, I want to start having my morning routine to be like this. And you guys, I used to make these videos where like I would almost want to make the video to hold myself accountable for it.
Have you heard health and fitness coaches talk about how your metabolism can help you burn fat even while you're sleeping? And you just think, how? Trust me, we get it. It's all so confusing to know what you need to do to get your metabolism working the way you want it to. But today, you're in luck. We have created a done-for-you daily checklist that will set your metabolism on fire. All you have to do is DM us checklist and we will send it your way completely for free. All right, now let's get back to the episode.
Yeah. But it would be like morning routine of a successful grad student, something. And like, I did some of that, but like I wasn't doing all that every single morning. Yeah. And did I stick to it? Most likely not. And so think about that when you're watching these videos. It's like, do they really do that every single morning? Or are they just doing it for the video? And are they going to continue that? Probably not.
Again, highlight reel.
Yeah, it's a highlight reel for sure. It's a highlight reel. And people show you what they want you to see. Mm-hmm. And so if they want you to think that they are that girl having a 5 to 9 before their 9 to 5, they're going to show you that. And they really only need to show you that once or twice on social media for you to believe it. And so then they're done. Then they just do whatever they really want to do. Not saying that everyone lies about it, but a good majority of people do. Yeah.
And I probably shouldn't have really said that, but I do actually like the vitamins. So let me not. I don't care that I said it, whatever, but like I actually do like the vitamins. Yeah. And probably will take them because they're like immune vitamins. But just saying, like, for reference, how easy it is to
It's so
kind of
easy
like
to fake it.
fabricate what you're doing.
Yeah. And I get the mentality of like fake it till you make it too. Because like, hello, I started my own business on a whim and I didn't know what the hell I was doing at first. So I was kind of faking my business until, not faking my business, but faking that I knew how to run a business until I made it. And now like I actually do know how to run a business.
Right.
So there is some sense of like I was saying, people making videos, trying to hold themselves accountable, fake it till you make it. And then it's an actual habit. But a lot of times it doesn't actually end up being that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sweet.
Okay, let's wrap it up with consistency.
Consistency. Consistency.
Everyone, I feel like consistency is a word that's thrown out, but people don't understand the actual like definition of it or what we mean by like consistency. Yeah. And when I think of consistency, I think of it as like being small steps that you take every single day to like continue you towards your goals. Like rather than going balls to the wall towards all my goals every single day, all day.
Like I completely agree. The thing that's coming to my mind when you say that is maybe not everyone's brain works like this, but mine does. So whenever I think, I want to be consistent with reading, for example, because that's something that we've both been doing and stuff. So I want to be consistent with reading. Okay, cool. That doesn't mean that I have to read 7 days out of 7 days.
Right.
I could easily say, okay, I want to read for 30 minutes at night, 4 out of the 7 days.
There you go.
But if I'm doing 4 out of the 7 days each week over time, that's consistency.
Yep.
But if I'm telling myself 7 days and then doing 7 days, 2, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Like that's not consistency. And a lot of people think that you have to do it every single day for it to be consistent. But like I always say, take a step back, look at big picture.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be on a day-to-day basis. Look at it. For me, I like to look at things on a weekly basis because I set weekly goals and things like that. So it doesn't have to be every day. Stop holding yourself to these high standards that you know you can't reach right now because of your schedule in your life.
Day.
Right, every single day. It's not realistic. That's like saying, I'm going to go to the gym every single day for an hour and you get burnt out by Thursday and you don't want to go anymore and then you feel like a failure.
Yep.
Set yourself up for success, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tough topic.
Yeah.
It's a tough topic.
So a thing about consistency too, it ties in with habits.
Oh yeah.
If you haven't read Atomic Habits, please read it. We talk about it a lot. It's a really good book. I actually want to reread it just to refresh my memory on things, but it's all about habit stacking. And so like if I know brushing your teeth is something that everyone always uses for an example with Atomic Habits, but it's because most of us brush our teeth.
I would hope.
Twice a day, you know? And so if you want to start gratitude journaling, maybe. Okay, cool. Put your gratitude journal right next to your toothbrush. So in the morning, when you brush your teeth, you see the gratitude journal and you grab it and you go gratitude journal. It's sticking them together with something that's already really implemented and ingrained in your system to do. And then we just like tack it on. And
exactly.
And then it makes it easier for that habit to stick. And then once that habit stuck, then you can tack something onto that one and then stick something onto the next one. And then eventually you have all of these amazing habits that you just like naturally do now because you've properly built them into your schedule.
Yep. And they take time.
Oh yeah. It's not going to happen overnight.
Like literally that's the one thing you have to remember. And so when you're diving into this journey or a new habit or something along those lines, you have to remember that you need patience.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I wish I could just snap my fingers and have everything I ever wanted overnight.
Wouldn't it be great?
But unfortunately, you can't. All you have in life is 2 things, time and choices.
Yep. And I will say you might be able to do that for a day or two.
Oh, yeah.
But it won't be consistent. It won't be over the whole time. Like you might be able to say, if you get really motivated one night, you're like, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to get 10K steps in before noon. I'm going to drink my greens juice. I'm going to do all of these things. Cool. You might really do it for 2 days. And then that like day 3, you're like, is it really worth it? And so pick things that are realistic, things that you are actually going to enjoy and things that you can build on. Like pick one thing, work on it for 2 yeah. And then work on it for 2 or 3 weeks and then add one more thing and then work on it for 2 or 3 weeks. I say 2 or 3 weeks because it takes 21 days to create a habit. So 3 weeks technically. Right? Yeah. I was like,
3 weeks.
Here we go. Math again. So don't pile everything on at one time. If you have this whole list of things that like, I really want to start implementing into my life, great. Let's just insert them into your life one at a time.
One at a time.
We'll get there. It'll eventually get to the point where you can have all those things in your life, but it's going to take time to get there.
We need to do a whole episode on habits and stuff.
Yeah. I like habits.
Me too.
All right. Anything else you want to say on consistency? I think that's the main.
I mean, I could say so much, but like I said, let's just save it for another episode. It's too juicy.
Cool. Sorry, guys. All right. Well, if you have any questions about any of the splits that we went over, any more information on rest days, or if you're like currently not taking enough rest days, you think, or maybe you think you're taking too many rest days, reach out to us. We are more than happy to help talk about it with you and like go through it with you and stuff. And then same goes for consistency. If you want to learn more about what even should you be consistent out to have a healthy lifestyle and stuff, like what habits should you be doing? Like we said, we can talk about it on another episode, but if you have any like immediate questions, go ahead and shoot us a message. We have no problem answering those. But other than that, we will talk to y'all next Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye.